Assalamu alaikum. Welcome once more to the first edition of the eTourism Revolution Talks, an exchange hub to discuss the future of tourism, usually in a short format, composed by powerful talks from experts around the world. Welcome to this fantastic talk. I'm your host, 𝗪𝗛𝗧𝗘𝗟𝗦. And in today's session, we will be talking with Lee in the Sleeping Expert series. We are honored to have him. He's an hospitality tech expert, and he will talk to us about trends in hospitality, overcoming current challenges through smart tourism, a holistic integrated travel platform that is driven by customer, guest, traveler relationship, 360 view of the customers, loyalty management systems, an integrated booking engine, and big data analytics. So it looks like it's too much, but everything will make sense. Welcome to the show, Lee. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Okay, it's great. I'm okay, thank you. So yeah, can you please just take a minute to introduce yourself, what you do, and where you are based?
Okay, thank you, 𝗪𝗛𝗧𝗘𝗟𝗦. My name is Lee. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm actually a consultant for hospitality technology now, and we are dealing with smart tourism platforms currently. Of course, there are other solutions that we advise our customers on, basically more into 360 kind of smart tourism applications.
Okay, that's great. I really look forward for your presentation.
Thank you.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yep. Okay.
Please feel free to do so.
Okay.
Great. Yes, we can see all your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Are we good now?
Yes, we are good.
Okay. So I shall start now, right?
Yes, please feel free to start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. As I've introduced myself, I'm Lee. So in the Sleeping Expert series, the whole title here is Hotels, What Now? So everyone, I think at this point of time, we all know what the pandemic has actually caused the worldwide. Yes, everyone says, as it says here, everyone says restart at a level playing field. It's a long, winding road to recovery, and also absolutely it's a total reset for the whole world. So what I will be going through today is how soon will travels be back? It's just a very brief. I guess 2020 never start for us, right? We'll look at when will traveler have confidence again, and we'll also look at how can hotels rebuild the business, as well as other agendas on challenges, the fast facts, recovery, health and safety, operations, sales marketing, guest relationship management, loyalty, hotel technology, guest services, e-learning, big data, future outlook, and finally, I'll summarize everything, right? Okay, let's start. We'll look at 2020 and challenges. So the current state of industry of the hospitality or hotel industry rather, is a global competition increasingly intense. This happens everywhere. This is pre-COVID. The winner is the one who does a better job at digitally promoting destinations, which is happening now as well. So you will see that a lot of tourism ministries all over the world, they are actually promoting their destinations virtually, right? If we look at millennials, these are the fast becoming the main spenders. And if you look at millennials, they are now married and may have kids, and they are the people who will spend the money at this point of time, right? So the focus will be always on millennials for marketing purposes. With more choices, loyalty is scarce, right? And travelers would they will look for better services elsewhere if the services of the hotel that they are in is not good. So there is serious competition here in terms of loyalty, right? And if we look at leisure travelers, this is an increasing segment. So everyone needs to focus on these leisure travelers. And if we look at most of the hotels, there's basically non-existent touch point and engagement. So what I'm saying here is that the loyalty is missing. So what happens is that the guest makes the booking, they check in, and that's where they get some engagement or touch points with the staff. And after they leave the hotel, there's nothing else. So this is a big issue, actually, right? And what we need to do is also look at a holistic travel ecosystem and platform. This is the most important thing that will be turning the whole industry into a different playing field for the travel players in the industry, right? So what the traveler wants, they want convenience, they want good deals, they want mobility, right? So if you look at what the industry needs reach, data, and digital presence. So there is a mismatch here, right? A total mismatch. So what you need to do here is actually go on digitalization, that basically using digital technologies to actually drive new revenues and also producing opportunities for the business. This is based on Gartner's explanation. So digital transformation will be driven by guest demands. So what happens here is that when the guest wants better experiences, better services, this is where digitalization becomes very important for the hotels. So what sort of digitalization we are talking about? We are looking at technology innovations that the hotels are actually equipped with, tech-savvy travelers, and they are all on mobile, and they want mobile apps, they want mobile tools and everything. You look at payment methods, they have e-wallets and as well as easy payments and you have energy savings tools, and you have supply chain, ERP, AI. So these are all part of the whole digital transformation that's actually happening today. Okay, so let's look at some fast facts before we move on. So impact of COVID-19 on tourism in Q1, the figures are absolutely scary. So we're looking at 67 million fewer international tourist arrivals, which is huge. 80 USD billion loss in exports, and also 100% destinations with travel restriction, which is never happened before in the history of tourism. So how it impacts the global employment and GDP. We look at hotel industry. This is based on Forbes. It's about 3.9 million jobs lost in the tourism industry itself, in the hotel industry. Okay, so if we look at world population involved in the industry, we have about 330 million. These are population that's basically working in the industry, but the indirect population that's involved in the industry is not here, right? So there could be huge numbers of people who are actually in the industry itself. So, and look at these figures, 44 countries are dependent on tourism for more than 50% of their employment in the country. So this is absolutely scary for these 44 countries, right? And if you look at Thailand, 8 million of the population, which represents 21% of their jobs, or look at Cambodia, 2 million, Philippines, 10 million. So these are numbers of people that's actually involved with the tourism industry. So can you imagine if the whole industry under a lockdown, how many jobs are lost, or even how many what do you call it? Some hotels are even closed, right? And if you look at Antigua and Barbuda, that's 91%. That's real. Is basically nearly 100% of the whole country is paralyzed, right? So
Correct.
if you look at tourism contribution, tourism contributes 8.9 trillion, which is actually 10% of the global GDP annually. That's very, very huge, right? So to all those involved in the tourism industry or the hotel industry, you are doing a very, very important job for the whole nation, your nation, and also the world, right? So don't give up. And if you look at booking lead times, if you look towards to the right, you will see the ones in black. Actually, they are those bookings which are done within about 31 days and above. So it has gone down compared to the previous months. So what it means here is that when people are making hotel bookings, they are booking at within a shorter period, meaning as it gets closer to the travel date, that's where they are doing the booking, unlike previously when they do like 1 month in advance. So you can see there's a lot of changes in these booking lead times. Okay. So if we look at recovery, everyone wants to know when the recovery will be. So people are talking about the V-shaped recovery, the W-shape, the L-shape, the swoosh shape recovery, or they call it the L-shape. So this is everyone's guess, right? And at this point of time, we will never know what is going to happen for the next few couple of months, right? So in my opinion, the accommodation provider who are set for early rebound would be the beach resorts. You're talking about the ecotourism. You look at the islands, island resorts, and also you talk about hill resorts, right? The last one will come to the city hotel. Why the beach, island, ecotourism, and hill? These are places where travelers would find it much more safer in terms of density, because there'll be less people on these areas. Well, on the beach, you may say there's huge, basically, beach goers on the beach, but well, I think these things are, when you talk about beach resort, these things are under control. Unless it's in a public beach, then it's quite difficult to control. So this is where, based on my opinion, where's the early rebound will be. And if we look at potential outlook, target segment, where the reservations are coming from, or which segment you will start booking for the will start booking hotels and do the traveling. I think before that, the first most important thing is building travelers' confidence. This is the most crucial. If the traveler has no confidence, it's very difficult for them to travel, right? And also the hotel needs to do lots of marketing at this point of time. What sort of marketing? We are talking about package promotion, dissemination of info about preparation of the hotels in terms of the health and safety. So what after that will be maybe 2-3 months, or could be more. We are looking at the business travelers that will start traveling, and they will basically start staying in hotels. You will also look at staycations, which short holidays, and the revenge travelers is included in this staycation. And finally, you will see the business and the leisure comes in before the last part, where the real travelers, in terms of foreigners and everything, will travel for leisure or for business, right? So this will only happen, say, sometimes like 12 months and above. So this is just based on a prediction, yeah. If we look at likelihood to travel, is very interesting. If you look at this age group of 35 and 54, as well as 16 to 34, you could see the post 11 March and pre 11 March. So you will see that pre 11 March, you see that there's huge numbers of which is actually not much difference. It's the same. Okay, this is the major group, right? And if you look at global tourism, yes, it suffers a very crushing blow that it goes down, right? If this is actually based on scenarios that it will recover in July, we are looking about 600 million travelers. If September it goes down about 70, we're looking at even lower, right? If it goes to December, we are talking about 300 million for 2020. Okay, that's a very big loss here. So if we look at potential outlook, if July, where the gradual opening of the borders, lifting travel restriction comes in, December, you may see some results there. But if it opens in September, December will be an average. But if it's opening in December, then nothing much to talk about, yeah? So it will still be in the negative kind of situation. So you will see that everything is on the negative, right? In terms of monthly change. Okay, so what influences recovery here? Let's look at what recovery hinges on. Well, government plays an important role here. You talk about government policy, whether they will basically create the travel bubble with relevant the respective countries which are open and safe for travel. You talk about lockdown, what's the exit strategy, what are the restrictions, and also a possible second wave. If there's a possible second wave, the economy will be even worse off, right? And also it depends on the SOPs of the country, right? And also it depends on the stimulus plan. And what key actions needed here is actually digital marketing from the tourism ministry of the respective countries, where like Italy, they have done all the VR, the virtual reality videos to attract travelers in the coming months. We look at traveler confidence, how you build traveler confidence, meaning how safe is the country for the travelers. If this travel confidence provided by the government of the country, respective country, the traveler will have a better or higher level of confidence instead of the hotels. So in my opinion, the Ministry of Tourism or the government or the health ministry of the respective countries should take the lead in terms of building traveler confidence, right? And as well as ecosystem, right? So what's next is looking at travelers. We're looking at travelers' confidence. We're looking at availability of vaccine. And I think very crucial is also the disposable income, where during the lockdown, there are a lot of people who have actually lost employment, or basically they're having pay cuts. So disposable income may be short here. So this will basically affect travelers. Now let's look at the hotel industry. Okay, what the hotels would basically have to look at is actually health and safety in terms of compliance and the standards. So hotels, they have to follow standards, and which standards to follow, because most ministry of health of the countries, when they provide the hotels SOPs, the SOPs can be quite general, right? So there must be a standards, a benchmark where possibly it could be an international standards being set, where when compliance with these international standards would provide better traveler confidence to travel and stay in the hotel, right? We look at marketing. Marketing has a very tough task ahead of them. We look at operations. They will need to review the financials, the budgets, even the maintenance contracts, whatever long-term contracts they have, the expenditures, they will have to review. You will have to look at operation SOPs. This has to change, especially in the front desk, in the housekeeping, the F&B areas. Okay. We look at training. So they have to train the staff under the new SOPs, the new norm. Okay. So this is very crucial. And also they have to look at manpower planning. So possibly some hotels may close certain floors or reduce number of rooms for sale. So the manpower itself, they could reshuffle or reassign the staff to a different role or different shifts. So they could do this. And if we look at technology, there's a whole lot of things which I will go through later in the coming slides. And as well as the industry, this is a very crucial thing because if we look at the whole travel tourism industry, they are interdependent on one another, meaning that if the airlines are not able to fly, then the hotels will not have your foreign travelers. Or if there is a high risk in terms of traveling on the airline, similarly, the hotels, the local transport, the tour operators, they would not have foreign travelers in the country. Okay, so these are what the whole recovery would actually hinge upon, right? So if we look at changing trends to recovery, most important, the destination promotion needs to be done. Eco-friendly sustainability, they would have to look at seamless connectivity. This is because of contactless and also minimal contact. And what happens here, seamless connectivity, is that the more the systems in the in hotels are integrated, then it's much easier to actually have this contactless or minimal contact environment. We look at wellness. I think this one is more on the health and safety, which is very crucial as well. And we look at millennials. These are millennials who will basically, as I mentioned earlier, they will be the group that is traveling a lot around the world. We look at technology adoption. So this is where hotels and basically the whole travel industry will start looking at technology. We look at global streamlining of visa programs. Yeah, this is a very important thing where we look at countries around the world to come together to actually look into their visa programs or how they can actually ease travelers to travel by relaxing on their visa ruling. We'll also look at staff role reassignment. Yeah. We also have, I also have heard information or basically stories about the front or the rooms division manager doubles up as the F&B director or F&B manager. So this is all happening, okay, post COVID. So hotel unique perks. This is another trend that's basically I would see coming post recovery, where hotels will start offering travelers all kinds of perks in terms of perhaps maybe free meals or free dinners, or so these are all trends that I would see will be coming up during the post recovery, right? So we look at health and safety. as I mentioned earlier, is basically the SOPs and also the standards. Yeah. So health and safety, three main important things we are looking at is the compliance. We look at the practice and also the standards. For me, this is the most important aspect of the hotel business today. Without this, travelers' confidence will also be missing, and hotels will miss the business. So this is the most crucial thing to do now, right? So in terms of health safety, accommodation providers, they are highly susceptible to contagion. So in terms of, we are looking at guest to guest, staff to guest, or staff to staff situation. So for hotel, they would need to get into these situations of forming management action crisis team. They would have to desanitize, clean the guest rooms and public areas. They would have to maintain staff hygiene levels and also train the staff. They may require a supervisor to evaluate, identify gaps, and also correct the gaps. Okay, so this is crucial in terms of maintaining standards and also maintaining compliance by the staff, or also perhaps the housekeeping staff. So SOPs, of course, they have to do a strict compliance, and they have to updates on procedures, guidelines, and regulations. Communication is an important process in this situation, where all the staff and even the management, they have, including the guests, they have to communicate well enough to, in case there is another COVID-19 case happening within the hotel, right? So reporting and collaboration with the authorities is also important. We may look at, the very important thing to do for hotels here is to make known to guests what sort of efforts have been done in terms of maintaining the health and safety of the guests in the hotel. This is very crucial. So a short video of what has been done will be great, right? So if in terms of industry health and safety standards, this is what I was saying, that if the hotel could benchmark themselves with international standards, and it would be good if there is a icon or available where hotels can actually safely put it on their website or the booking engine that they are of international health and safety standards, they have complied, right? And what is crucial here is that for within the industry, whether it's from the Ministry of Tourism or from the Ministry of Health, there must be an inspection and monitoring of this compliance, right? So this is also a very important, and reporting is absolutely also important. All right. Now, hotel operations, we look at post-pandemic. Okay, I'm not going to go in detail, but there are a whole lot of things needs to be done in the hotel. We look at the rooms division, the F&B division, the housekeeping, the sales and marketing, the engineering, security, HR. We look at the finance and also the management team. So whole lot of things to do. Okay. So we look at whether there is a decision needs to be closing floors, or how they want to maintain a contactless environment, or digital key, increase direct bookings, self check-in kiosks. So there's a whole lot of things inside here, right? So in terms of sales marketing, now this is the two important things that any hotels, they should basically get involved in, or basically get a system in terms of GRM, which is guest relationship management. So this is where they will actually have all the data of the customers in here, where they can actually review the business mix. When I say review business mix, let's say if the hotel was reliant on tour groups previously or government groups previously. So this is the best time for them to review the business mix and start looking at perhaps different market segments, right? And from this GRM, what they can do, they can start doing analytics, they can start reviewing demographics, and this is where they will start doing a digital marketing and start campaigns, email marketing, or they may even do a feedback or survey from their existing guests. Okay, and these two GRM and loyalty, they always come together. So like loyalty, this is where all the rewards for the guests will be. And in terms of promotions, it ties up with the loyalty system. And this is where the campaign and promotion comes together. So if the hotel has a mobile app for the loyalty or for the member to do booking, this loyalty system comes in handy in the mobile app. So, right. So if we look at target market segments, these will be the main target market segments that all hotels should be looking at in terms of leisure travelers, millennials, family, and Muslim travelers. Like in Malaysia, 70% of Malaysian population growing travelers worldwide looking for Muslim-friendly hotels. Okay, so this is a huge market in terms of Muslim travelers, and also the one of the most important thing is actually retargeting, which I mentioned earlier, based on the existing hotel guests or those who have stayed in the hotel and may have been missing from the hotel, not staying in the hotel for a year or 2 years. So this is the best time to retarget them. Okay. We look at guest relationship management and loyalty. Now, this is the crucial tools that hotels should basically deploy as a strategy. So if you look at the yellow ones here, the POS, which is the point of sale system, the PMS, which is the property management system, CMS, the channel management system that manages the distribution channels like online travel agents, the GDS, and also the IBE, which is the internet booking engine. So typical internet booking engine in the hotels would consist of booking engine for the public, but hotels may want to consider opening up to corporate and also travel agents. This would encourage easy access to corporate and travel agent customers. And I think what is important here is you minimize contact, right, for reservations. Now, if we look at the orange ones, these are the crucial ones that hotels should be investing in during this period. You look at revenue management, because this is where we talk about dynamic pricing, and this is where dynamic pricing is being controlled by via revenue management for CMS, IBE, and what you can also do with revenue management. There's also a rate shopper tool where you can actually monitor your competitors' rates, that they are basically changing constantly, right? Now, hotels may also need mobile apps. That we are looking at the guest apps. So this is where any promotions, online bookings can be done through the mobile, right? And if you want to go one step further, they can actually do web check-in via the mobile guest apps. I'll be coming to this. What is crucial here as well is actually the engagement with the guests, because the higher the capability for this mobile apps to engage the guests, in terms of pushing promotions, communicating with the hotels. This is where the business grows, right? And as I touched earlier, the GRM and the loyalty. So you can have survey, feedback, campaigns, email. And the wonderful part, if all these systems are linked, what the hotel be able to do is actually create a data lake, what generally everybody calls big data. Okay, so this is where the real-time data is, where they can do predictive, diagnostic, and descriptive data. I'll come to that as well. Okay, so this is very, very important for hotels to embark upon during this period. So if you look at the arrows, these are the main crucial investments that the hotel needs to do at this point of time, right? So what GRM is all about, you talk about availability of information at the right time, right place. You talk about how that information is able to provide good customer service. You look at information, which is key here. You want to know all about your guests, okay, to be able to serve better. And information that when you talk about information that goes across all channels, all operation channels in terms of like front desk, housekeeping, so they're able to view and also know who is this guest. So if it's a VIP, they will be able to handle them in a much higher level of service. Okay, so availability, information reach is very crucial in the hotel industry today. And if you look at what drives the foundation of a hotel today, you talk about pre-arrival information, okay, and you look selection pattern and preferences. You want to know all about your guest. So, for example, if you know your guest has always been ordering apple juice in all your previous visits, so the next time when the guest comes into your hotel, you may want to offer him or her apple juice straight away, and that creates an impact in terms of guest experience, right? So there's also relationship building here with the guest, and also engagement. Okay, ensures with this engagement, you basically able to ensure recurring visits and also possibly more revenue from the recurring. It's always easier to market to a guest who has stayed in the hotel. Okay, and I also share this statistic. I'm not sure if this is applies in countries that the audience are from. Like in Malaysia, especially for the economy hotels, or what we call here is budget hotels, 2/3 of the guests on each given night, are basically new to the hotel. So meaning there is a huge cost of acquisition new guests in this budget hotel. So they, in a way, they have actually neglected the existing guests that has come and stayed in the hotel, right? So this is very, very important to note. Also, we look at centralization of guest profiling. So we are looking at if, let's say, the information coming from the data coming from the internet booking engine, the property management, the point of sales. So it can be all driven through a single omni-channel guest profiling system. Yeah, and with constant and persistent engagement through mobility, this is possible. And also experience-based targeted marketing. Now, this is very crucial in terms of targeted marketing, because one size fits all kind of marketing is past. Okay, so today you will need to do based on demographics or preferences. So this is what needs to be done, and hotels can do it from systems like guest relationship management system, right? So loyalty in terms of brand customer strategy. So this works well when you have the GRM. So what you can do is actually analyze the customer and do what kind of strategy that you want for the loyalty. And what is important here is that create a branding for the hotel. So these three main things that actually attributes to what loyalty systems is all about. Okay, gonna skip this. Okay, so now there's a saying here: whoever controls the data will win the tech war. This is absolutely true. So if the hotel has not started on doing working with the data, this is very very scary situation for the hotels, right? So it's very important. So now I like to draw your attention to this in terms of technology, right? This is how many of the industry people in the industry view it. They look at technology and expense, okay, which is to me is not the right thing to look, not right way to view this. What they should be looking at it is look at it as an investment, okay. Why they look at it expense is because they look at it as a spending, and they look at technology is just a method to run the hotels. But and that's the reason why this industry is slow to adopt technology compared to other industries. Okay, so it's very very slow in terms of adopting technology. Now, why I say it's an investment? Consider this: your guest database could be worth millions, if not billions, right? So many hotels, they miss this point, and it's only lately that they saw this about the guest database. So it's a good start, although they are a bit slow, right? So I hope all hotels actually work on their guest database. Now, when hotel must invest in technology, okay, four very important situations. One is when they find themselves lagging behind competitors and always playing catch up. Okay, so this is where they will realize that how come my competitor hotels are way in advance getting the guests, securing the guests from this from foreign guests. So this is where they realize that they are basically behind and they need to invest in technology. Now they also finally will realize this is when they 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 will realize that basically they have few or probably no direct booking. What happens here is that there are many hotels worldwide today. They are so dependent on OTAs, right? And we all know OTAs, the problem with OTAs as well, right? So when they are so dependent on OTAs, although they have a booking engine on their website, and they just neglect that booking engine, when that booking engine and their website are the ones that they should be working on, right? For a long-term business success. Look at daily operations, guest services. So when they start struggling, finally they will decide, okay, we need to invest in technology. So, well, it can be too late, but like the saying says, better late than never, right? So this is where when they say they don't have data, they don't have reports to do create or make decisions. So this is where they will realize that they will have to invest in technology. Now the last one would be when the hotel lack visibility to attract wider audience. So I always tell hotels, put your the marker on the Google map of your hotel on the Google map. Then you zoom out of the Google map and find your hotel again, right? So then they will realize what all these things all about, this digital marketing and all, going in with investing in technology. Then they will realize. So this is what happens to hoteliers when they don't understand why investing in technology is very important. Okay. Now we look at what is available today worldwide. Okay. Now this is also a very interesting situation now, where a lot of people, or lots of companies out there, they are saying that they are developing travel platform. Yes, it's very interesting. Okay. I will share my definition of platform later. Okay. So they call it a travel platform. Okay. So what is this travel platform, or the platform? They just call it platform. What is this all about? It's actually a collection of online marketplace, right? So you will see lots of travel hotel aggregator portals, online travel agents, airline, travel information, hotel internet booking engines, mobile travel app. This is what they call platform. All right. So any difference? No. They're basically aggregators competing with the same product services, trying offering best rates. That's all. Right. So hotels must understand that the more travel platforms that comes up here, their visibility is going to get diluted. Okay. And if they don't start working on their hotel website, this is where the long-term problem will happen for the hotel. Okay. And if they don't do some digital marketing from now on, this is also the biggest problem, right? Now, I'm going to go very quickly on these challenges with OTA. I believe all hotels would realize that talking about breach of rate parity, what they are interested is convert lookers into bookers, okay, and look at overbookings and other bookings. This is the biggest problem in the hotel in terms of handling OTAs, okay. Look at the commissions, the marketing costs. Possibly, this is the second largest cost for the hotels in terms of labor, other than labor. And for smaller and independent hotels, this one commissions will be a huge amount of cost. And I understand that some hotels are paying OTAs within the range of 17% to 25 or 26%, right? And normally a margin for hotel room per night is roughly around 30 to, it could be 50% as well, okay? But average is about 30 to 40. So can you imagine if the OTAs takes 25% out of it, what is left for the hotel to run, right? When they have to pay labor and operating expenditure. Now look at the incentive opacity here in terms of when they tell you, you pay me higher commission, you get higher visibility, right? So what happens to the other hotels that don't pay higher commission? So you go at the bottom. So these are basically fall short of the objectivity or disclosure of OTAs, right? And lack of brand control because they are promoting their own brand. So hotel is just a component to their branding, right? And intermediation in terms of prevent hotel bookings, having long term. Now this is very crucial because OTAs don't share with you whatever guest data, as much guest data as possible, because it's very important for hotels to understand where are the guests coming from, what are they doing on the website, or basically how long they spend on the website, right? These are all crucial data in terms of improving the hotel services. Okay, so now look at this. How often do hotels suffer? If the independent hotels, 41% all the time, 41% of the time, they will suffer with parity loss in terms of dealing with OTAs, right? Now, this is also a very interesting thing. We look at OTAs worldwide. They are basically controlled by two companies, Booking Holdings and Expedia. So it's just what many people say is just the left pocket and the right pocket, right? So there's only two companies here. So hotels have to realize and understand this. Okay. Now let's look at guest services here. So the real hotel business driver here, and the main reasons why hotels needs to invest in hotel technology. Now, statistics, analytics, and reporting. This is a very important information. I take example of the current situation during the lockdown. The Hotel Association of Malaysia goes to the ministry and says, I need data, right? So the hotel has their own data, but what is crucial here is they need industry data. Okay, so what is actually happening is that even the ministry may not have the data that they want. Okay, or they have the data, but it's not put or it's not compiled in formats or in a database that is basically available to do statistics, analytics, analyze the whole statistic that they can fit to the hotel. So this is what's happening. So data is missing, right? Improve guest services, engagement, reward. Now, this is where when during the lockdown, then hotel realized that, hey, I should be working with my existing guests, right? So how to work with the existing guests is that they have to go dig into their property management system, as many hotels are without guest relationship management systems or loyalty system. So then they will have to start go exporting it to Excel, and again start scrutinizing the whole database, okay, in terms of higher spending. But they won't have data as how when you invest in guest relationship management or even BI, business intelligence analytics tool, you won't have that kind of flexibility. Now, operational efficiency and controls, this is becoming important. So as the hotel retrench staff or they cut down the manpower, so what they need to do is actually provide operational efficiency as well as maintaining control. So this is where they have to leverage on technology. If we look at post-pandemic requirements, we talk about registration, where the government wants all the guests to the hotel to register. So this is to facilitate contact tracing if there is a breakout of any COVID cases in the hotel. So these things are basically technology is being used in terms of mobile app to actually register themselves. And also some hotels have actually placed facial recognition, body thermal reading hardware at the reception or even at the entrance of the hotel. So it's like a dual purpose thing. If we look at quick, accurate management decisions, this is how what you get actually by investing in big data or guest relationship management. So collaboration of online marketing, revenue generation. So this is another important tool where you see most hotels, their systems are all working in silos, right? The PMS is having their own database, the POS having their own database, the internet booking engine is being outsourced to another third party. So it's all not working together in harmony, right? So this is where they have to relook at this whole collaboration efforts. Now, this training and learning is also an important area. Training in terms of training the staff, or in terms of what we are saying is upskilling or reskilling the staff, okay? Because the staff may be tasked for given task for a new role or a new environment that they should be working, maybe double up for another role or task. So this is where the training and learning comes in. So in a running hotel, not possibly that they able to send all the staff for training or break a couple of staff for training, because if they had done a manpower reduction exercise, they will be short of manpower. So this is where we talk about learning, we talk about e-learning. So this is what is happening now. Okay, so now many people believe that technology can solve their problem, but it's not true. Okay, technology is not the solution problems solver, right? Neither technology uh, basically is a strategy. Technology is part of the strategy, right? So the actual thing is technology is an enabler, right? So what the hotels now this process, the hotels can or hoteliers can actually use this process to uh, identify what solutions that they need to deploy during this period or maybe subsequent after this period. Okay, just follow this process. They need to understand what is the problem. So for example, hotel wants to personalize guest services and marketing. Okay, fair enough. So what they have to do is actually look at the business strategy. Why they want to personalize the guest services and marketing into a business strategy. Next, they have to look at customer feedback. Are there customer feedback that actually prompts them to wanting to personalize guest services and marketing? They would also have to look at the staff knowledge, what the staff knows about guest services and marketing, right? So review the problem and do some fact finding and also considerations. Now, many hotels, they never understand this practical function and features. They will just go and invest in a technology solution. Why? Because my other competitor hotel has deployed that system. So they just go for it. Okay, but they never understand whether it's practical enough for their hotel. Okay, so what I'm saying is that a 60-room hotel system may not be fit for a 100-room hotel. Okay, so that's the situation. Also, they must understand that the staff is capable to handle this system. So if they buy or they deploy a $1 million kind of system, but the staff are not ready to handle it, that also defeats the whole purpose, right?
Yeah.
So they have to understand whether it fits into their operational process flow. This is another matter altogether. Look at the vendor product, whether they have a blueprint. Okay, so most look at PMS alone, right? In Malaysia itself, we already have about 70 PMS vendors in Malaysia alone. 70. So worldwide, it could be thousands. Okay, so I always tell hotels the same thing. Function and features, let's not talk about it, because I believe all PMS vendors, property management solution vendors, they have the same function features. Okay, and today, those solutions which we used to call front end, property management, point of sales, event management, which we used to call front end, this has become back end. Okay, the front end solutions are actually the revenue management, the internet booking engine, the channel management. So these are the mobile apps. These are the front end solutions today. Okay, so hotels have to understand the change today. Okay, and integration is very important. Okay, I'll come to that as well. And vendor must have a good knowledge of the travel industry. Okay, and because this is what I see here is that the vendors can talk about technology, they can talk about the solution, the software solution, but they must understand the industry, because tourism and travel industry is very unique. You need to know the industry. Okay, so based on these three points, customer feedback, they have to ask what they are looking for. Business strategy, they have to ask what campaigns or promotions that they want to do. in terms of staff knowledge, they have to ask what they want the guest to experience. Okay, so from there, they would create a plan. So this is where they develop the strategy to achieve, resolve the problem that they are facing, and also do the ROI. And the next thing is basically the technology they need to deploy, which, if for that purpose, will be a big data solution. So they have to go through this process to identify what sort of technology suits their or to solve their problems. Okay. A typical hotel process flow, you look at a pre-stay reservation, they will have a guest app, the online official hotel website with the internet booking engine in it. So the guest able to do a booking and all the information goes into the platform. Can you imagine a lot of hotels, the booking engine, they outsource to a third party, right? So that data, though it basically made known to the hotels, but it will be good if this IBE data flows into a platform database, okay? And they will have a channel management system that manages the OTA and GDSs. And from this platform database, they may have kiosks, self-check-in kiosks, right? I've seen self-check-in kiosks, which is a two-in-one, where there is a vending and also a self-check-in kiosk. Okay. Now, this is also an important decision or strategy for the hotels. When you put a vending together with a self-check-in kiosk, what you can do is, like some hotels, if you want to cut costs, basically you can limit the number of guest amenities in the room. But if they want more, or if they want toiletries, they could just go to the vending machine and just get it from there at a fraction of the cost, right? So we can do this thing, and this could be added revenue for the hotel, the vending machines. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's two-in-one machines, which I'll come to that later. So you have the reception desk, which has PMS system, and also operation apps. These operation apps are basically apps that's being used by the hotel staff, okay, to run the hotels. So like especially for housekeeping, they can update the room status after they clean, and these things will be reflected in the PMS directly. So these are all productivity tools, okay. And if we look at once when they check in, okay, you look at the IPTV, which is actually they call it a smart TV. So these are all linked back to the database. So when these things are linked back to the platform database, the smart TV has lots of potential, okay, in terms of selling, or you can target what sort of advertisement or what sort of promotions you want to push to that guest in the room. So it becomes a very important marketing tool. And door locks, we'll talk about Bluetooth door locks, where you have a mobile where you can actually open the door lock. Now, if existing hotel to change the door lock, it'll be a huge investment, right? So for new hotels, yes, this may be practical, okay? Or maybe for a 5-star hotel, this is practical. But for a lower one, possibly, as I just spoken to some partners the other day, they have facial recognition enabled door lock system. Okay, so that's a very interesting. Yep, that's very interesting. Okay, so I've yet to look at it, but it's workable. Okay, based on my discussion, they say it's workable. And you talk about smart rooms. So this is also another high cost of laying in smart room, because you have to place sensors and wires everywhere, right? So again, today electrical appliances like aircons in the those individual unit aircons in the hotel rooms, they come with a standard API that is able to communicate with smart TVs. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Very
So
interesting.
yeah. So this is where if the guest apps are totally integrated, right, with the smart room and the smart TV, so you know what it can do, right? So
Yeah.
the potential is amazing. So when you go do a checkout, can you imagine the system from the DB immediately triggers a thank you message, sends the invoice folio email right to the address you want it to be sent. Okay, you can throw a feedback form, a review form. You throw your future promotions. You can do your email marketing. This is the beauty about having a totally integrated system that is based or running through a platform. Okay. Now, this is where I'm talking. If anyone asks me about contactless guest journey, yeah, this is one part of it. Okay. I also have situations where when you have this kind of solution available in the hotel, even your car park, the boom gates can be wired and can communicate with this system, meaning that if you know the guest is traveling by road in a car and when the guests arrive at the boom gate, all they need to do is flash their mobile with a QR code or a Bluetooth or whatever. The boom gates will just open because by then they will recognize that this guest is due to check in the hotel on this date at this time, and also the boom gates won't open when the after the departure and also the departure time. So this is what technology can do today, right? So in the environment of a resort where the guard house, before you even arrive at the main lobby, you have to go through a guard house which may be like 100 meters away or 200 meters away, right? So this is where you can wire it down. So you can also even link it to automatic plate recognition system. Okay. So what happens here is that you will ask the guest if you travel by road. If the guest says yes, you can have their license plate registration stored in the system. So when they arrive at the guard house, okay, the camera will, which is trained towards the license plate, starts reading the license plate. It opens by itself. The boom gates open by itself. Okay, because all the details are inside. So these are technology that is available today. So if you talk about contactless, multiple of contactless technology is available here. Okay, so now let's look at this. If you talk about mobile apps, you can see there's a COVID-19 about COVID-19 information here. You look at reservations, you look at about hotels, location. Yeah, these things are endless. You can actually add more and more items inside here. So mobile apps, there's two, guest and operations. Let's focus on the guest apps. So what we can have inside is online booking, room controls. This is talk about controlling the aircon, the TV, okay? Smart feedback survey, concierge, communication, room service. They can also have the registration for COVID-19 embedded into this guest apps. And we can also make it voice activated. I think today Google has made things very simple for mobile users.
Definitely. With the voice
Yep,
search, it's a great,
yep,
great feature.
exactly. And if you look at online booking, this is where I see that it shouldn't be limited to public. It should be open to travel agents as well as corporate customers. This is a lot of convenience. Remember, I was talking about Malaysia travelers, the millennials.
Yeah,
They will love
yeah.
this. Okay. And many of the millennials, they are already in this category of corporate employees. Okay.
Yeah.
So from this online booking, we talk about online payment, we talk about e-wallets, okay? We talk about payment gateways that's built in inside, there's no problem. Now we look at self-check-in kiosks. Now this is just a simple picture of the kiosk where they have a 27-inch screen here. This is the 27-inch, and this is all the reader where you can read QR, you can read RFID codes or whatever. This reader is flexible, right? So can you imagine? I can put a camera here. We can do facial recognition. So as I was saying earlier, the facial recognition self check-in. Now this is how it looks like. So you have to scan your picture for a selfie. You have to do a selfie. So when you want to check in, you just do another selfie, and the system will trigger the card dispensing, the room key card dispensing. Or if the room is door locks are ready for Bluetooth, then you can basically go straight to the room and get the doors open, and that's it, right?
Very
So
interesting. Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt you. I
yeah,
mean, there
yeah,
is so many great things that you're presenting to me.
yeah.
I don't know where to start, but
Okay,
specifically to this, mainly because we want to avoid human contact.
okay,
It doesn't require anyone to help me with the process. I can do it autonomously, right? Just with the
correct.
facial recognition. I don't need no one. This is safe for me. This is safe for everyone. I go to my room and it's solved, right? It's
Correct.
so simple and so great.
Yep, that's correct. Right.
Mm.
So I'm not
Please
going to
carry
go
on.
through.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is a hybrid vending machines where, like I say, because this face mask, hand sanitizer, these are the most sought after items now. So they could
Mhm.
easily put it here, okay,
Mhm.
including any food beverage. So this is the turn or the creative use of hybrid vending machines today. Okay, it's no more just vending food stuff anymore. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. We talk about e-learning. Now this is another important, a very interesting portion of platforms.
Mhm.
Uh, you see what the hotels could do is they can put courses inside the platform. What courses? You talk about front desk, you talk about F&B, you talk about security. So you can put all these courses, or they can tie up with a learning institution to have the courses in there. So this is where they can do staff orientation, they can do reskilling, upskilling. Everything can be done through this platform. They can also create a test for the employees to for employment, or maybe for promotion, or even include a psychometric test, okay, into this. And you see this hotel SOPs, the hotel manuals. Many hotel manuals are all in manual format. So this is their opportunity to put it in digital format. So it's easy for updating or any refresh of the SOPs they need to do is very easily done, right?
Mhm.
So if they need to include a COVID-19 pandemic SOPs, yeah, this is the way to do it. And can you imagine if they put these things into the guests, the operation apps for the staff? So it becomes so simple. They can just look up, okay, if something happens, they can just look up from their mobile, okay, what should I do? Step one, step two, step three. So this is what can be done from here. Okay.
Yeah.
And they can also transform all their manual forms, like whatever forms they have. Some hotels, they are still using manual registration cards. So they can transform these things into e-forms. So once they capture all the information here, this is where you enhance the big data. Okay. So
Okay.
what the advantages here is scalable, you can save time, money, flexible, you can monitor learning. Yeah, because when they go into these courses, they do the test. So this is where you can actually monitor learning. And if you want to promote them, they have to hit a certain KPI. So this is where e-learning becomes very interesting for the hotel industry. Okay.
Mm.
So we look at big data very quickly. Um, Now everything we talk about IR 4.0. Just a moment. So so this is how I've grouped it up. When you talk about IoT, Internet of Things, how you capture the data is actually from mobile, wearables, internet, smart TV, kiosks, security equipment, machine monitoring systems. If you're looking at big data, where you get your data from, you talk about PMS, website, loyalty, social media, IBE, and cloud systems. Now, hotels should be considering, especially 5-star, should be considering ERP systems, okay? Because ERP system is a very comprehensive system that actually covers the whole processes of the hotel, okay, including procurement. So if you imagine that if it's a hotel group, e-procurement would fit in very, very fantastic in terms of finding the best price of the item or negotiating for the best price for the whole group, okay? Or you can actually purchase from one supplier, deliver to multiple locations. So this is what it does here, right? So we also talk about augmented reality or virtual reality. Now, this integration is also very important to integrate this whole system so that when we want to do the BI analytics or even chatbots, it becomes very interesting, right? And this is where the AI, everything comes in. Of course, we talk about cybersecurity. This one is of paramount importance here, okay? So when we talk about IR 4.0 and the pillars, all the pillars are here. Okay, this is how it looks like in a hotel environment. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what big data analytics is all about. In terms of you want to know about the booking, the pre-arrival, the stay, checkout, operation. So don't ask me if there's a breach of data privacy here, but this is where data are being captured. Okay. And how to operate the hotel more efficiently and provide the best guest services. This is how data is being captured, and this is what should be done. Now, democratization of hotel technology. This is another interesting thing that's going on now. You see, today, previously, or I would say the old system, there is a difference between the interface and the integration. Okay, so integration, normally they will refer to a solution that being supplied by one single vendor. When interface, it could be from another vendor that you have to build a bridge, okay, to connect between your systems and the third-party system. Okay, but today this interface is also being called APIs. Okay, so what these APIs do is to actually also link between systems. So what they have done, they talk about democratization, which is the keyword in technology today, is to put fragmented solutions, to put it together as one. So this is what they have done. So to make these things effective, they actually created platforms, okay? Platforms to actually, where these APIs sits, to actually allow solutions to communicate between one another. So this is what's happening today. Okay? This is what we call democratization of hotel technology. Okay, so imagine the spectacles. So you have one solution here, one solution here. So the bridge here, this is where the platform is, right? So the hotel ecosystem, if which I would see will happen, this is how it's going to happen. Okay, if we look at this row here, PMS, IBE, F&B, CMS, any other third-party product, this is where or what systems the hotel have normally in the hotels. Okay, so they have also an online booking engine. Some may have open to corporate and travel agent. What I would foresee happening is this. This is what OCUS Hospitality, I borrowed from OCUS Hospitality. This is what they have done. They have created a platform where they have CRM, analytics, loyalty management. There's also a dashboard for the users. guest app, operation app, the whole works here. And they, of course, like I say, this is with APIs, democratization of hotel technology. They also have a marketplace that works with the other industry stakeholders. So what it means here on this marketplace is that if the transport, the local transport in that country has a promotion or a package, they can actually send it into this platform, and the hotel may decide to actually package this thing with their rooms in their internet booking engine on their website. Okay, so they don't have to go into formal what do you call that, emails or all these things. So very immediate, they can just take this into this, doing it. Or if the restaurants have a special offer and they want, this hotel wants to reward, or maybe there's a show by an international artist, so they can package this thing, the tickets with the rooms. So this is all possible, right? Of course, in the hotel, they can have their own platform where they have a F&B event, attraction, booking, dashboard. And also what I foresee is this content management, where when they update, for example, if they update, let's say a promotion, okay, and this promotion needs to be updated to the website, that needs to be sent to the guest apps, or even update into the internet booking engine or their social media. Now, this is where you just have to define one, and the system will do the rest of updating. So this is what all this platform is all about here. Okay. So what it achieves here is that operational efficiency, guest engagement, improved guest services, concerted sales and marketing. This is very important because you have grouped up everyone inside here. Quick informative data, you have mobility, and I think what is important here is sustainability and responsible tourism here, right? So this would form the hotel ecosystem, which I foresee will be happening very, very soon, right? So future outlook very quickly, there'll be a fine line between star-rated hotels, okay, meaning that 4-star, 5-star, they were very, very, very fine line. So you won't be able to differentiate that anymore soon, okay? And Google Business Travel Lead says that 57% of travelers prefer information customized to their preferences, right? So this is where I was talking about big data earlier, how you customize the marketing or the promotion to the targeted market segment. So this is what it's all about. Hotel room sales and marketing will be tied to target market segment. Now, so this is what I'm saying, that when you have a promotion with room and concert, you cannot promote in a very generic manner or in a general manner, expect everybody to look at it. No, it won't work that way. So you have to target to people or the guests where their hobbies are concert going, right? So this is what you should be doing. Technology is enabler, and technology in terms of solution deployment is a journey. Yeah, it's not a race, it's a journey. It's a long-term kind of process. So, but nevertheless, they have to start investing in platform technology today for tomorrow. Tourism industry, travel industry, they have to form a community and draw synergy to address the issues together. Okay. What I see during this pandemic lockdown is that the hotel industry, the travel agents, the tour operators, they are still working in silos, okay? And they are still searching for answers when they should be sitting together and say, because this industry belongs to all of them, yeah, and they are interdependent one another. So they should be sitting down and discussing how they should be working together, right? So This is very important. Now, if we look at the government level, the government should be laying out a travel digitalization blueprint now, very quickly. Because I take, for example, like Taiwan, okay? When SARS happened long time ago, okay? So at that point of time, they have decided that, okay, this thing may rehappen. So how to avoid this? So what they have done is actually they have gone into technology where they have created this app where all the travelers in and out of the country would have to utilize this app. So this one, they're able to collect data and they are able to do contact tracing from this kind of application, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
many years later, COVID-19 hits and they are ready.
Yeah, yeah. And then this was back in 2003, right?
Correct.
When the epidemic came to some countries like Taiwan, and that's why they were able to handle COVID-19 better than other countries.
That's right.
You know, yeah. So it's very interesting. I think they learned from the mistakes and the way they've handled it at that time. It was difficult, but then they used the data to deal with the current pandemic with the COVID-19. And yeah,
Correct.
I mean, we can see the case study, and it's really, really remarkable. Yeah, please carry on.
Okay, thanks. The other thing is they have to empower travel industry players. Okay, so meaning that they have to possibly create a platform, provide all the information, data needed, and allow the travel industry players to do their own marketing or to conduct their own business using all the data available. They can also use these platforms to actually create benchmarks for the industry. So, for example, right? For example, like a hotel, if they can compile all the hotel occupancy of the whole country, so the hotels or individual hotels, they could benchmark themselves, meaning that if the country occupancy is 70% and the hotel is only performing at 10%, something is not right somewhere, right? Or if the occupancy percentage of the hotels around the area of a particular hotel A, let's say, so all on the average they are all 50% and this hotel is 20%. So the owner or the general manager should start waking up and kicking the butts of the sales and marketing team and say what's happening, right? Similarly for the government, they should be doing this by way of for example, okay, December, we all know December this year is not going to be good, right? So if let's say in normal situations, December month, which is holiday month, occupancy should be hitting 90%, right? But as at August, is only at 50%. So the government should be, the ministry should be actually starting to start looking into this situation of what can be done to push it up to 90% or even 100%, right? So these are all performance indicators that they can work together. Yes, I mentioned earlier, make data industry available. This platform, they can also disseminate information in a very correct and quick manner. Now, aggressive digital campaign, create online presence. Now, this thing is very important in terms of image branding. This is where they create credibility, and there's no harm for the Ministry of Tourism of countries to engage with travelers. I think it only provides confidence to the travelers to visit the country if they do this, right? Also, link relevant government agencies within the country. I think this is very crucial. Okay, if for the seamless visa to take place, now this linking of the relevant government agencies has to come in. Okay, like now I'm going to summarize this whole thing. So if we look at the challenges of the industry, this is how the labyrinth looks like. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. It's just like a spider web. Okay, it's everywhere. Now, what the hotel needs to look into very quickly: hotel operations. You need to look at staff upskilling, engage cost savings, refocus your P&L, review your SOPs, security procedures, guest experience, mobility. Need to provide mobility. Go for guest engagement, empowering the guest. Empowering the guest meaning allow them to communicate with you, allow them to message or chat. So these are all about empowering the guest. Okay, allow them to do whatever they like, whatever they prefer to be able to do. Okay, so we look at loyalty, and also what I say today, big data is today is all about data science. It's not just data alone, it's data science. Okay. So hotel management, you look at sales marketing strategy, you look at the safety, hygiene, human capital, brand image, accurate decision making, technology, you have revenue management, digitalization, and blah blah blah. What all these things is done is for these 5 things: services, warmth, technology, growth, and also assisted sharing. I think the most important thing is the halal travels, actually, especially in the halal travel environment. Yeah. So now, hotels, they should be creating value differentiation. Okay. So what sort of value differentiation? You talk about utilizing technology to create the differentiation. Use technology to drive revenues, to create experience and knowledge in terms of e-learning, as I mentioned earlier. We talk at high levels of safety and hygiene. This is very important. Use technology for human capital development, also for empowering employees, sustainability, and very important, guest experience and engagement. Now, these are very important things here. So, sometimes when we talk to technology, especially to the staff, not to the management team, when the staff, when they talk about technology, they are all always afraid that technology will replace them. Okay, this is very, very something which is very common. Now, I always tell them that hotel industry is a people's business. People like to be pampered. That means the guests like to be pampered. So, do you think machines can pamper the guests? I don't think so, right? And if instances where you travel from US to Malaysia, that's how many hours or how many kilometers away, and all you see is a robot or a vending machine. You're talking to a vending machine. That's something that is I don't think many will like that, right?
Yeah.
You talk about travel. What is traveling all about? Why do you travel? Is to experience the different culture, food, destination, environment, people. So you want to experience it firsthand, right? So someone mentioned to me and says that, hey Lee, we can sell. No, we can. What do you call it? We can do this virtual reality to sell hotels. No, sorry. What they were saying is that because of the lockdown, what you can do is that we can do virtual reality promotions, something like that. I told them, I say, virtual reality is just for promotion. It's not for filling up the. Yeah, it's filling up the rooms, but it's not something that can help
Maybe
the hotel.
will replace. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I say it all boils down again to 5 senses of the see, taste, smell, hear, and touch. So this is the key to guest experience. If they don't able to do these 5 things, then guest experience can be very difficult, right? And when they have these five senses, any hotels can fulfill these five senses. This is where it creates powerful memories, and hotels are able to develop customer loyalty. This is the essence of what the hotel industry is all about. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all I got to do. I got to present.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This has been really mind-shifting, I would say, and so many guidance for hotels, and also for, let's say, all the travel players, because as you said, I mean, we're all sitting in silos and we need to collaborate. We need to
Correct.
talk, we need to exchange information, and if we don't cooperate all together, then it will be very difficult.
That's right.
I mean, your presentation was something else.
Yeah.
I will just maybe ask you a few questions before we finish, because you know, for sure, I think those 5 points, and if you can go to the slide, I think there are the main ones, because it basically summarizes what you said. But for example, there was something that you mentioned that about investment in technology from the hotel side is a bit slow. And why do you think that? Is it because of their budget, or is it because of the uncertainty of the future because of COVID-19? Why do you think that that technology is a bit slow from the hotel side?
Okay. Budget is one of the main main reason. The other reason is they don't see value in how technology actually helps the operations. What they are looking at is basically the bottom line in terms of how I save money or how I
Yeah,
make the business profitable,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that's why I was saying earlier, they are looking at technology as an expenditure. Okay,
yeah.
it's not a long-term investment. So
Mm.
if they had taken a look based on the investment perspective, then I think they would have done this thing easily. Invest in technology.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And I also see that, you know, the companies that, or at least the hotels that are receiving guests from some destinations, they
yeah,
are the ones that actually not only invested in SOPs, like you've mentioned, and technology, but also they are marketing in the right way, right? And
yeah,
sometimes it doesn't seem that the hotels are doing that, right?
yes, that's right. So
Do you think that, yeah, do you think that maybe they should focus more you know, on that specific area, maybe allocate a bit more budget to promote the activities that they are doing internally in the hotel?
yes, I think it's the right time is for them to invest in solutions like I was mentioning earlier, the GRM, the guest relationship management, and the
Yeah.
loyalty, the mobile apps, the revenue management. So
Mhm.
this is the right time because if they don't do this, and another hotel or their competitor invest in this, then they will be way behind these competitors. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Definitely. I agree 100% with you.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think that will be maybe, let's say, in terms of equipment, you know, because we've talked about the QR codes, the self kiosks check-in, you
Mhm.
know, let's say the first step in terms of after understanding the guest expectations, what is, let's say, as a budget hotel, what is the first thing that I should look at, for example?
Um, now, what they be should looking at is how to reward the guests. Okay,
Okay.
although they're having a tight budget, but what is important here is that reward uh, based on what they could afford in terms of providing the guests maybe uh, some discounts or some vouchers.
Yeah,
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 small little things would go a long way as well, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, they don't have to have big budgets, but of course to invest in a system they have to have some budget. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
think to reward the guests you don't have to have big budgets.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
definitely. At least enough to ensure that you're providing a good guest experience, and
Correct,
also that is serving your purpose, because in the end of the day, it's revenue for you and you're also giving a good guest experience.
correct.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great point. One of the other things as well that I've noticed is that uh, it's the problem is that there is no trust, and maybe the hotel is doing a great job, but the government maybe is not informing that. And one of the points that you mentioned is about the government intervention as well, in terms of digitization and also promoting the destination. How do you think that government and hotels could work more in collaboration?
I think at this point of time, there's what they need is actually a platform, right? To basically sit and work together. Currently, there's no platform or there's no, uh, uh, yeah, I mean, I would say a platform to actually share data or share information, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And this platform, what I was talking earlier, if you look at it, is just to address a certain the pandemic situation now, but it could expand this whole thing into situations where you see when hotel internet booking engines, right, the booking engines on their website, they normally will have places or attraction nearby and all this stuff, right?
yeah,
You would see that the information on this attraction, it may be hotel A and hotel B sharing the same attraction, but they have different interpretations or different description, right?
yeah,
So imagine that this particular attraction or all the attractions are on this platform, right? So
yeah,
hotels will just go and say, okay, this is near mine. Okay, they just pick and choose, right?
yeah,
So if let's say this particular attraction is closed for the day and they update on the platform, can you imagine if the guests access to it and they say, "Hey, this place is closed. Let's go somewhere else."
yeah,
Can you imagine that?
yeah,
So this is why I say that the whole industry needs to sit down and have a basis where they can actually pump this information into,
mhm,
which is the
mhm,
platform, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, I perfectly agree with that. The more collaboration, the more data sharing, the best, because we're all in the same boat in the end of the day
Yep,
when we want to promote, the same place, the same destination.
correct.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think at least these guidances can give some light to destinations, hotels, even for the surrounding ecosystem of travel. All the other companies that are involved in providing a guest experience. I think they all should learn from this. And
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, your slides very well elaborated.
thank you.
So I think it was very, very useful for everyone. And yeah, thank you very much, Lee, for your participation in this show.
Thank you very
It
much.
was very,
Yeah,
very enlightening. Thank you. I
thank you.
just finalize with one last question, which I like to
Okay.
do to my guests, which
Okay.
is, what is your favorite holiday destination?
um, I love traveling. I hope I don't offend anyone by answering which is my favorite destination. Um, I have many friends everywhere. So, but to answer that question, it has to be Maldives. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
yeah. Why Maldives? I'm looking at the blue seas and also the marine life. I think I'm sure you've been there, right? So
Yeah, yeah, I've been there.
yeah. So it's something that what I'm saying is that I don't even need to dive, to view the fishes, and I'm able to feed a stingray, by the beach,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
I've also gone deep sea fishing with the local fishermen to
Oh,
experience,
cool.
yeah. and how to drink coffee on a rocking fisherman boat, hot coffee.
That's quite an experience.
Yeah, and they taught me about how to play with the dolphins. Yeah,
Mhm.
sea turtles, how to bring them closer to the boat. Yeah, it's quite an experience. And I need to fulfill one more wish, which is a challenge from my dear friend from Maldives. Uh, what he says is that I should be stranded on a sandbank with a lone coconut tree, and he will provide me a picnic basket that will last me for half a day. That
That
will
will
be
be a very
interesting.
interesting experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, soon.
Hopefully, when
Yeah,
everyone can travel again, I think, yeah,
yeah,
you'll be able to do that. Lee,
yeah.
thank you once more. It was
Thank
excellent
you
to
very
have you
much.
here. Thank you very much. And
Pleasure.
yeah, thank you, and thank you to all the audience that was here with us. I'm confident that this will bring a refreshing strategy for many viewers, and yeah, and that our audiences continue to watch our sessions of the eTourism Revolution Talks. Tomorrow we have two more exciting series, so please keep tuned. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Thank you very much. See you all.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.